Hey Steelers Nation, welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the most important and explosive stories surrounding your Pittsburgh Steelers. As always, this team is doing everything it can to improve and take the next step toward bringing another Lombardi back to the Steel City. From bold trades to massive signings, it's clear the Steelers are in win-now mode. But as the 2025 season approaches, one question is suddenly looming larger than ever. Is Mike Tomlin coaching for his job? We're breaking down a shocking new report from NFL insider Mike Florio, what it means for the future of the franchise, and the latest on Pittsburgh's wide receiver hunt. So if you love your Steelers like we do, hit that like button right now and make sure you're subscribed so you never miss a single update. Let's get into it. 9 seasons. That's how long it's been since the Steelers last won a playoff game. And now, despite never finishing below .500 under Mike Tomlin, NFL insiders are beginning to question whether his time in Pittsburgh could be nearing the end. Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk recently appeared on The Dan Patrick Show and dropped a major bomb. According to Florio, the Steelers are entering 2025 with a clear sense of desperation. And if this season ends without a playoff win again, don't be surprised if Tomlin is shown the door. It feels like a level of desperation to end what will be a 9-year streak with no playoff wins, Florio said. And if they fail to win a playoff game this year, what happens next? I'm not saying they will fire Tomlin, but we need to be ready for anything in 2026. Let that sink in for a second. Mike Tomlin, a Super Bowl winning coach, a man who's never had a losing season and one of the most respected leaders in the league, might be on the hot seat. Why? Simple. The Steelers have made aggressive, almost uncharacteristic moves this offseason. Moves that scream, no excuses. Let's talk about it. First, the Steelers made the headline-grabbing trade for DK Metcalf, instantly giving them a true WR1. Then, they went all-in and signed Aaron Rodgers to a $13.65 million deal. At 41 years old, Rodgers made it clear this is his last ride. The Steelers even moved on from George Pickens, despite his upside, due to locker room concerns. It's clear Mike Tomlin and GM Omar Khan are pushing all their chips to the center of the table. But these moves aren't just about talent. According to Florio, they're about legacy, about ending the playoff drought, and proving Pittsburgh is still a true contender in the AFC. And in that kind of environment, Tomlin's reputation alone won't be enough. Wins specifically, postseason wins, are now the standard. Let's not sugarcoat it, the AFC North is stacked. The Bengals, Ravens, and Browns are all serious threats. And Pittsburgh opens the season against the New York Jets, a team that's built to contend. Every game matters, every decision will be scrutinized, and every result will shape the narrative around Mike Tomlin's future. While DK Metcalf was a massive addition, the wide receiver room is still raising eyebrows. Trading away George Pickens created a noticeable hole, and right now, it's unclear who's going to step up behind Metcalf. The two main names to watch, Roman Wilson and Calvin Austin. 3. Wilson has been earning praise in offseason workouts. He's built early chemistry with Rodgers and could emerge as a surprise contributor. Austin, meanwhile, brings elite speed and showed flashes of playmaking ability in 2024, but neither is a proven, reliable WR2 yet. Steelers insider Ray Fittipaldo spoke about the situation on 93.7. The fan and shared this insight. I think they'll bring in somebody, but I don't know that guy has to project as the number 2. They have to protect themselves against injuries. Translation: don't expect a blockbuster move. Instead, look for the Steelers to add a veteran depth piece, someone reliable, but under the radar. Think Robert Woods-type players, not DeAndre Hopkins. Still, the pressure is on. The margin for error is razor thin. And in an offense led by Aaron Rodgers, there's no room for a lack of weapons. This isn't just another quarterback signing. Aaron Rodgers changes everything. For the first time since Ben Roethlisberger's prime, the Steelers have a true offensive field general. Rodgers brings more than just arm talent. He brings leadership, experience, and the ability to adjust at the line of scrimmage. Head coach Mike Tomlin has reportedly given Rodgers full trust to run the offense his way, and that's a major shift from the conservative, risk-averse strategy we've seen in recent years. This offense is about to look a lot different. More aggressive, more vertical. more dynamic. But only if the pieces around Rodgers can keep up, especially at receiver. As of now, here's what the wide receiver depth chart looks like. DK Metcalf, the unquestioned WR1. Expect a monster year. Roman Wilson, talented but unproven. Can he handle a bigger role? Calvin Austin, 3. Explosive speed, but can he stay healthy? Robert Woods, steady vet. Won't wow you. Dependable. Ben Skowronek. Physical, hard-nosed, but limited upside. It's a group with potential, but not without question marks. No one can deny what Mike Tomlin has accomplished. He's one of the longest-tenured coaches in NFL history. He's never had a losing season. He commands the respect of every locker room he's ever led. But in the NFL, the past only buys you so much time. The 2025 season could very well define his legacy in Pittsburgh. If the team makes a deep playoff run, Tomlin reaffirms his place as one of the greats. But if they fall short again, especially with Aaron Rodgers leading the charge, Florio's prediction could become reality. Back in March, just before free agency, the Steelers made one of the most surprising moves of the entire NFL offseason, sending a 2025 second-round pick to the Seattle Seahawks for wide receiver DK Metcalf. It was bold, it was aggressive, and it signaled a complete shift in strategy. Not long after, George Pickens was traded to the Dallas Cowboys, ending a roller coaster tenure in Pittsburgh filled with potential and distractions. The Steelers decided to swap volatility for production, shipping Pickens out and bringing Metcalf in as the new top target. Metcalf is a proven force in the NFL. He's physical, he's fast, he commands attention from defenses, and with Aaron Rodgers now at quarterback, he's expected to play a massive role in 2025. But the deal that fans initially thought would keep Metcalf in Pittsburgh for 5 years, that's where things get interesting. Let's talk numbers. After acquiring Metcalf, the Steelers gave him a 4-year extension, technically putting him under contract for the next 5 seasons. But as ESPN insider Dan Graziano recently reported, the guaranteed money only runs through the 2026 season. Here's how the money breaks down. 2025, $30 million signing bonus, $5 million salary equals $35 million guaranteed. 2026, $25 million salary. Also fully guaranteed 2027 to 2029. All salaries are non-guaranteed and include roster bonuses that kick in only if he's still on the team. Translation. This deal is a 2-year commitment, not 5. After 2026, the Steelers can walk away with 0 dead cap hit. It's essentially a year-by-year team option from that point forward. That's incredibly team-friendly. And according to Graziano, Metcalf knows it too. Looking at a copy of his contract, he signed the page about the 2027 roster bonus with a smiley face next to his name. Graziano reported, he didn't do that on any other page of the contract. So this is really a 2-year commitment, and both sides seem to know it. You have to love that level of honesty in a deal, both from the front office and from the player himself. Now let's give credit where it's due. GM Omar Khan continues to prove why he's one of the most forward-thinking executives in football. This Metcalf deal is a textbook example of how to pay a star while maintaining future flexibility. The Steelers front-loaded the contract, giving DK his guaranteed money early while keeping the back end clean in case things don't work out. That means if Metcalf's production drops, or if injuries pile up, or if the Steelers want to go younger at the position in 2027 or beyond, they can move on without being handcuffed by dead cap. We've seen far too many teams around the league get stuck with bloated wide receiver contracts. The Raiders with Davante Adams, the Titans with Julio Jones, the Broncos with Courtland Sutton, the list goes on. Pittsburgh isn't falling into that trap. This is smart, strategic roster management, and it keeps the team competitive long-term. So, what does this really mean for DK Metcalf and the Steelers? Well, if everything goes perfectly and Rodgers connects with Metcalf like he once did with Davante Adams, then Pittsburgh may want to re-sign DK to a new deal before 2027. If he's performing like a top 10 receiver, that conversation will happen. But if it doesn't go that way, the Steelers can cut or trade him after the 2026 season without taking a major hit. In fact, a trade could be the preferred option, especially if they want to recover draft capital. There's even a chance that this current deal serves as a bridge contract. Metcalf performs well for 2 years, raises his value, and then cashes in somewhere else if Pittsburgh chooses to go younger or shift in a different direction. Either way, the Steelers have all the leverage, and that's rare when you're talking about a player of Metcalf's caliber. But let's not forget the most important thing here. DK Metcalf is a Steeler, and he's going to be the centerpiece of this offense in 2025. With Rodgers under center, Metcalf could post career-best numbers. The chemistry is already building in offseason workouts, and Metcalf has taken on a leadership role in a room full of young receivers like Calvin Austin III, Roman Wilson, and Robert Woods. If he delivers and helps the Steelers break their playoff win drought, nobody's going to be talking about the contract in a negative light. This is his moment, and Steelers fans should be excited about the potential of what's to come. So now it's time for your take. Steeler Nation, do you believe this is Mike Tomlin's final chance to prove he can win in the postseason? Should the team add another proven wide receiver to help Rodgers? Or do you believe in Roman Wilson and Calvin Austin to take that next step? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'll be reading them all. Let's get the conversation going. And if you found this video insightful, entertaining, or just love your Steelers, do us a favor, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications so you're the first to know when breaking news drops. This season is going to be historic, for better or worse, and we'll be right here every step of the way. Here we go, Steelers.